Hey folks, welcome back to Markelly Farm. We've been working all morning doing stuff, and we got a little more to do out there, and I'm starting to think about dinner. So I was thinking like a crockpot meal. So what better time to revisit the crockpot lasagna recipe from our friends in Tennessee, Stefani and Dave. So we're going to do that. So if you want to revisit that recipe and look at my spin on it, stick around. So I'm going to make a meat sauce. So I've got my 1 pound of hamburger browned. To that we're going to add a small onion that's been chopped. And then we'll let this cook until that onion's translucent a little bit. It won't take long, just a few minutes. Now that our onions are starting to get a little clearer, I'm going to add a bunch of cremini mushrooms pre-sliced. And if you didn't know, cremini mushrooms are just baby portobello mushrooms. That's all they are. I just bought a pan that was pre-sliced at the store. Now those mushrooms are going to give off quite a bit of moisture as they start to cook. I've been on high. I'm going to turn down to about medium now. And then as soon as those mushrooms start getting soft, we're going to add our sauce. Now that our mushrooms have softened up, put in a whole jar of your favorite sauce. Now when I don't make my own sauce at home, I love this Prego fresh mushroom sauce. And this is a 24-ounce bottle. They do make bigger ones if your family's bigger. Now we don't want to waste any sauce in that jar. And what we're going to do next is going to serve a dual purpose. So we filled our jar with water, and then we shook it up real good, and we dumped it out into the pan. So we have not only all of the pasta sauce out of our jar, it also adds more moisture to the sauce because we're going to be using uncooked pasta in the dish. Now all we're going to do is we're going to bring this back to a simmer, and then we're going to shut her down. We don't want to reduce this in the least. We want to keep all of that moisture in the sauce. Okay, our pasta came back to a simmer. We've got our Pampered Chef Rock Crock Crockpot out here. So I'm going to start off, for me, with a little bit of pasta. I'm going to put like 1 layer of pasta in the bottom of this, and I've got it on low right now just because I wanted my crock to heat up. Now my friend Stefani used regular pasta or lasagna noodles, and when you dish this out you got to kind of cut through the noodles. So I opted for a loose noodle, and I went with the cavatappi noodle. It's got a lot more bite for a pasta. Now there's some Italian people out there saying right now that you absolutely butchered that name. It's probably pronounced differently. But I've got 1 layer of pasta. I believe my friend Stefani put the sauce in first, but I put my pasta in first because I want it completely submerged in the sauce, and I don't want the pasta sitting on top of the sauce. So we'll start distributing our sauce in here until we've just about got the pasta up to the top of the pasta, just about. Now that we've got our pasta mostly covered with our liquid, we're going to go in with some ricotta cheese. I'm just going to get a small teaspoon, and we're just going to dollop ricotta cheese around in this pot. Grab a little spoonful like that, a little partial spoon, and just throw it in there. I kind of missed, but grab a little bit, throw it in there, just like that. Now that we've got our ricotta in there, we're going to go with some cheese. I found this blend that's mozzarella and Parmesan, so I thought that would be good. We're going to put an even layer of that into our dish here. We're not going to go crazy with it. But I like that. We'll spread it out a little bit better. Okay, that cheese was our last layer. So now, more pasta. Another layer of pasta. You can do this in about 3 installments, I believe. Pasta sauce, ricotta, cheese, so on and so on. Last layer of pasta. We're going to dump all the rest of our sauce in here. Okay, we got our last layer on there. So on goes our lid. So you can cook this 2 different ways. You can keep this on low. So if you were leaving in the morning, you could put this on low and it'll sit here and kind of do its thing all day long. But we're here in the afternoon already. We can cook it a little bit faster. So we're going to kick it over onto high because we don't need that much time and we're going to be here to babysit it. Now, if you don't have a crock pot, don't despair. If you have a Dutch oven, layer it in the Dutch oven just like we did in there. If you're going to be gone all day, put your oven on 200 degrees. Put this in your oven. You might need to lower your rack a little bit and just let her do its thing all day long. If you want to do it faster, cook it like a traditional lasagna. Put your oven on 350 and throw it in the oven, and you're going to cook it for about an hour with the cover on. So that traps all the steam in the pot. It doesn't let any moisture out, so all that moisture is available for that pasta. If you've watched our lasagna recipe that we did here on the channel, we didn't use the no-bake noodles. We used regular noodles. And when Stephanie was making it back in Tennessee, I noticed that she wasn't using the no-bake noodles either, because the noodles will soak up the juice from the pot or the sauce itself. And when the noodles soak up the sauce, you get a lot more flavor in your noodle than you would if you were just to cook it in water. So we'll come back when it's almost dinner time. We reserved a little bit of cheese to sprinkle on top when we're done, because some of this is going to melt down inside. So see you in a bit. All right, it's been an hour and a half on high. I snuck a noodle out of down there, and it's noodles plenty done. So we're going to go with some garlic bread with some of Kelly's sourdough hoagie rolls she made the other day for our meatball sandwiches. Got it cut long ways. We're going to throw it in the broiler, get this nice and golden brown. Well, new plan. I got to toast it in the pan because our brand new oven here, the broiler, tried to blow up on us. It's the second issue we've had with our broiler since we've got it. Whirlpool gas range, I do not recommend. So we'll go till these are nice golden brown. I don't think it's supposed to do that. And the scary thing is, the day that the repair guy came out and fixed our stove, or our oven, or broiler, he left the broiler on. We came home 3 hours later and our broiler was on and the whole kitchen smelled like something was burning. And our dogs were in the house. He could have burned our whole house down, especially if it would have did that. While we are toasting our bread, make some garlic butter up. We had about maybe 3 tablespoons of butter here. Probably about a teaspoon and a half of our minced garlic and a little bit of dry sweet basil. And that smells amazing already. Alright, garlic butter's on. Plenty of that good crushed garlic on there. Smells amazing. So on top of that we go with a sprinkle of Parmesan. And that's the most amazing garlic bread you will ever eat. So, moment of truth, let's dish up our pasta. Get in here right in the middle. Get a big old Look at that. Just beautiful. Doesn't that look amazing? Yum. Doesn't that look really good? Can't wait to dig in. All right, here we go. Perfectly done. It's not super like runny or anything. It's got a nice texture to it. The pasta is done absolutely perfect. So put whatever sauce you like in this. This is the pasta sauce that I enjoy. That's a fantastic dish. I love that. Thank you, Stephanie. Very, very good. All right, folks, there you go. Another fantastic recipe in the books. Thank you again, Stephanie, for this recipe. I hope you didn't mind me taking a little creative liberty with it, but it came out really good, and we're going to be making this again, I assure you. So, Kelly's home. We're going to have dinner, so stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys. Come back and see us at Markelly Farm.